Roll call, please.
Mr. Edmond?
Present.
Mrs. Lynn?
Present.
Mrs. Guerrero-Numer?
Present.
Mr. Bean?
Present.
Mr. Coffey?
Here.
Mrs. Stiff?
Present.
Mr. Kennedy?
Here.
The pledge.
Forward. March. Color guard. Halt. Right. Face. Post. Place. Colors. Present. Arms.
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order. Arms. Outward. Face. Forward. March.
Thank you. Look at it, fancy. We'd like to welcome all our visitors here today. Ms. Rico, do we have any public comments
Yes,
on
we-
any agenda items?
We have 4 signups for
Oh.
public comment.
Okay, before, on the behalf of the Board of Education, I would like to welcome all our visitors in person and those who's watching via live streaming. At this time, we welcome any person from the audience to address the board. This is not to have a conversation with the board, but the board is having a conversation with the audience in your presence. So we're not actually having a conversation with you. So you direct your comments to us, not to the audience. Be respectful with your comments, and you're only going to have 3 minutes. You will be alerted when your 3 minutes are up. All right? So please be courteous. Who's the next?
Sure. First to stand up was Mr. David Jones.
Hi, good evening. I don't have any props tonight, but I'm glad to speak again. I'd like to thank you for your vote last time, voting against the hat regulation at Central. And I just want to, I ran out of time at the end of my speech last time, and I may have left the impression, based on the minutes from last time, that every single teacher backed what I had said. What I would have said had I had 20 more seconds is that I'm the school's building representative for the union. We had 2 meetings in 2 consecutive months where we discussed the hat issue, and at no time did any member in those meetings say, yay hats. It was all anti-hat. So just to correct that from the minutes from the last time, like I say, had I had 20 more seconds, I would have included that. I did appreciate the conversation that you all had about the hats. I thought it was a very thoughtful discussion, and I thought it was very interesting that when the issue came up and there was an automatic approval, you discussed something and then you voted against that. I thought that was nice. So thanks, I appreciate your time, and that's it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ms. Grace Gonzalez.
Push the button.
It's on.
Okay. Good evening to the board and guests. Today, Joliet Township District will vote to voluntarily transfer a supervisor, a colleague, a mentor, an advocate, and the heart of Joliet Central's Freshman Academy, Ms. Robin English. It is disconcerting that an academic discussion about the power of words and the hurt that these words cause presented in a classroom are why we are here. Sitting 15 feet from a person for the past 17 years for 8.5 hours a workday, a work and personal relationship is formed, and you know what this person's beliefs and character are about. This relationship and partnerships have secured that Freshman Academy at the Joliet Central runs efficiently and is family, an academy where all Freshman Academy teachers feel welcomed, heard, and cared about. Watching the constant stream of support talk about her voluntary transfer is both upsetting and uplifting, knowing that my judgment of character is astute, which also addresses my own values. I am witness to her kindness to others that include her teachers, our students, and students' parents. I'll share 2 of many that I can share in 3 minutes. Robin stopped to address his student struggling to open his locker. She was able to help him. Not only that, she made him feel that he belonged, and this is why. This student has a physical hand impairment, which does not allow him to manipulate a combination lock. She promised the student that she would make certain he had a lock with push buttons, that he could open it easily, but not only for his hallway locker, but also for his gym locker. A relationship was formed between mentor and student, assuring him Freshman Academy office doors are always open. During our stay-at-home order in December 2020, deliveries were made to over 50 teachers and long-term subs in our academy to their home addresses. 335 miles were driven that day by Freshman Academy. How do I know how many miles? Robin mapped out routes for both of us and offered to drive the longest route, which was 6 hours of drive time. Why do this? To let our Freshman Academy teachers know during uncertainty that they were appreciated, thought of, and thanked them by hand-delivering handmade cocoa bombs and personalized gift boxes. Stories like this are not few and far between, and they are daily. Today, she stepped out of her after meeting here at District to check on a distraught teacher she received a message about to confirm she was okay. I might have done the legwork in her absence to get her message across to the teacher, but it was her approach and her genuine care for her staff in Freshman Academy as to why she reached out. I'm here speaking to you under no pressure from anyone, but as an office professional that will do my utmost to make this hard transition and form a new partnership with whom will sit 15 feet, 8.5 hours a workday for me in the upcoming school year. Thank you.
Thank you. Next
Next, we have Colleen Kelly.
Good evening. My name is Colleen Kelly. I've been a teacher at Joliet Central for 25 years. I am here to address the board about an event that occurred in my classroom. Robin English was invited into my classroom by my co-teacher and me to discuss Judaism in relation to the Holocaust Memoir Night. During one class, a student asked a question. Excuse me. Robin responded with an analogy that used a controversial word. Because of this, she was told to request a transfer from the Freshman Academy coordinator to the classroom. I would like to think that our administration would not make a decision like this without speaking to all the people involved. I would also like to think that the board would not feel comfortable voting on this without knowing if the incident and its aftermath were properly investigated and taken care of appropriately. I want to be clear. I am not arguing whether or not a specific word was used in my classroom. I'm not arguing whether or not the word was used in part of a discussion as a teachable moment. I'm not arguing whether or not the word was used as an analogy to explain, ironically, the power of words. I am simply arguing that something occurred in my classroom, and it has resulted in a pretty extreme decision, and not one person involved in making this decision ever asked me what occurred in my classroom. And because no one talked to me, it makes me wonder if people know the whole story of what occurred. So my question to the board is this: how can you vote on something without even knowing all the relevant details and pertinent information? Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to continue with our,
We have one
good, one
more.
more?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. sir.
Ms. Michelle Smith.
Good evening, board and visitors. I'm Michelle Smith, and I've been up here many a times over the last few years. I've been a teacher at Joliet Central for 31 years, and I'm also a member of the Freshman Academy family. And I've been a member of this family since the day it started 18 years ago. And I'm proud to say I started my relationship with Robin English at the beginning of my career. We started off as colleagues just in the classrooms, and she's now been my leader for 18 solid years. I could go on with stories about what she's done for this district, initiatives that she's done, mentoring young teachers and making them who they help them develop as qualified teachers, competent teachers, and helping them springboard their careers. But I wanted to bring up becoming a social justice leader. The district has been talking to us for years now about courageous conversations and how we have to use the book written by Billy Mayo, Phil Hunsenberger, and Anthony Neal, and they've come and trained us about these conversations are hard conversations. They're conversations that involve our head, our heart, and our hands. They're conversations to dismantle oppression and to get our teachers to understand our students, where they come from, and where they're going, and so that we can support them the best ways that we can. We've spent thousands, I can't even tell you how many dollars, because I don't know, nobody tells me that, on different consultants to come in and talk to us. And it's the teachers that are in the classrooms every day working with these students and having these critical conversations and worrying about their lives, whether we're in the middle of a pandemic or any other catastrophe that has happened. And when we see something that happens like this, a leader that is being moved for having critical conversations, for becoming a social justice leader, for encouraging honest discourse, for apologizing and repairing wrongs, the oops and the ouches that have occurred, it makes other people believe that you really don't want critical conversations. You don't want us to speak the truth, and that frankly scares me. We're seeing this all over the country where you tell people you want these conversations to happen, you write it in reports, but do you really want them to happen? I hope the board, as Mr. Jones says, is thoughtful about this, gets all the information. Because if you know somebody's character and what they've done and what they've tried to do, and if they've made a wrong, they've tried to repair it, and to be dismissed so quickly is just disheartening. To improve our schools, we have to improve ourselves. It's about healing everybody in different ways. Mrs. English, in my opinion, is just a leader of that, a strong female leader, and we've seen many strong female leaders be brought down.
I have to let you,
It's just another one to add to your list. Thank you for your time.
thank you.
That's all.
Mm-hmm. That's all, thank you. That's all. Thank you. Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda A?
So moved.
Second.
Can I, roll call, please.
Mrs. Stiff?
Yes.
Mr. Kennedy?
Yes.
Mr. Edmund?
Yes.
Mrs. Lynn?
Yes.
Mrs. Guerrero Numer?
Yes.
Mr. Bean?
Yes.
Mr. Coffey?
Yes.
Recognition of awards, Central Campus.
Good evening. For tonight's recognitions, I want to provide a little bit of context because it's a slight change from what we traditionally do at the board meetings in terms of student recognition. The students we recognize, usually it's for a specific accomplishment, whether it be an individual accomplishment or as a group, a club, a team, et cetera. And while those students absolutely deserve recognition, I've begun to realize that we have a lot of other students in our buildings who perhaps aren't involved in those specific activities or things that would bring them that recognition. So in an effort to try to recognize more students for the board, I asked our leadership team to consider talking to their teams and their teachers and asking them to identify students who perhaps fly under the radar, but definitely do things on a day-to-day basis or throughout their time at JT and at Central that deserve recognition in front of the board. And so I want to thank Mr. Randich, the PPS coordinator, and many of his staff who identified these 8 students we're going to recognize tonight and also wrote these nice brief descriptions about why they felt this student deserved this type of recognition. So with that, I'll begin. Students, when I call your name, please come forward and I'll read what the staff member shared about you, and then when we're finished, we will take a picture, and then after the recognition portion, we have a brief recess. I'm going to speak for you now. That's in my experience. We have a brief recess. Stop there. Okay, first student is Sean Mabry Mitchell. Sean is by the way, this Miss Helwich is the person who recognized Sean. Sean is an outstanding senior, not only because of his multi-sport athletic participation and excellence in the classroom. Sean is goal-driven and has accomplished much more than what can be written on paper. His leadership status amongst his peers, along with his ability to overcome obstacles, leave the adults he works with in awe. Sean has his pick of several different universities come the fall, and we cannot wait to see what he will accomplish next. Keep dreaming big, Sean. And that's the second student was also nominated by Ms. Helwich, and that student is Natalie Medina. Ms. Helwich stated, Natalie is not only a participant in symphonic band, but she is also a member of big band, pep, and marching band. Recently, Natalie sat third chair at the SBC Honor Band Conference and received a standing ovation. Along with her dedication to the Central Band, she recently auditioned for a major role in our school musical and accepted the part. Natalie's goal with life after high school is to go into music education. Finally, Natalie is an active member of ROTC as she received Cadet of the Year last year and continues to strive to be a leader within the ROTC program. Natalie, on behalf of Mrs. Helwich, Mrs. Arico, and Dean Fears, it is an honor for us to recommend you for this, and we are excited to see what you accomplish during your next 2 years at Central. The next student was recognized by Dr. Kelly Manning Smith, one of our deans. That is Robert Williams.
Yeah, right.
Yes, you here.
heads off.
I think that's the first time this has happened. I love it. Robert is an outstanding student athlete with a 4.09 GPA. He is a personable and caring individual that responds to the needs of his peers. I have witnessed conversations between Robert and his peers, and his humorous demeanor and positive influence has helped many students get back on track. He has been interviewed for a full academic scholarship at Illinois State University. Congratulations, Robert and this next student was also recommended by Dr. Kelly Manning Smith. That is Sierra Washington McNair. I don't know if she's here, but we will share about Sierra anyway. Dr. Manning Smith said, I would like to recognize Sierra for her perseverance, growth, and compassion over the last 4 years. Sierra started out freshman year with peer issues, and she lacked trust with staff and authority. Her struggle continued outside of school, which left her apathetic. However, she shared and listened and wanted change. She persevered through the pandemic and emerged academically strong. She is a hard worker in class, as an office aide, and at her community job. I am so proud of Sierra and how much she has grown. I witnessed her making difficult decisions and have watched her work through difficult situations as they arise. I witness her compassion daily as she coaches her peers and in her commitment in my office, and to her commitment in my office. I personally feel her compassion as she cares for my own well-being. So congratulations, Sierra. And then lastly, we have 4 students who one of our school counselors, Ms. Martinez, nominated to be recognized. That is Jose Liel Archila, Miguel Franco Burgos, Juan Franco Burgos, and America Suarez. So if you're here, you can come on up. And Ms. Martinez shared that Jose, America, Miguel, and Juan moved to the United States and transferred to Joliet Central this school year. Moving to a new country has many challenges, and these students have demonstrated strength, determination, and adaptability. Also, they are friendly, genuine, and humble. In addition, Jose, America, Miguel, and Juan are doing amazingly academically in school with support of their teachers. So congratulations to all.
We'll get them checked tomorrow.
Good group. All right, let's push in a little bit there. Yep, you're right. Angle a little bit. There you go.
I feel like I'm in the wrong. Okay, there we go.
You know I was gonna have a little fun with that, right? We always like to, these times of awarding the kids, especially focus on them because they do a tremendous job. And since we want to reinforce good behavior, we're going to take what Mr. Hanahan said. We're going to take a break. Now that we have congratulated all our young people, we're going to move on to the superintendent report, which we usually pass that over to you.
Thank you very much. Oh, thank you very much. That works well. Okay, it's very loud, and I'm loud, so we'll go with that. I just want to share, we did get some correspondence, and this will be no surprise, but again, the Certificate of Excellence in Financial Reporting is presented to Joliet Township High School, District 204, for its annual comprehensive financial report for the fiscal year ended June 30th, 2022. So I just want to congratulate Dr. Hampton and his office on behalf of us all, so. And then too, sort of along with that, Dr. Hampton is part of a panel tomorrow, a lunch and learn through the Illinois State Board of Education through IASBO on a guide to braiding and blending financial funds, and he's one of 3 panelists, I believe. So along with the Chief Financial Officer from Harvard Community School District, as well as the Director of Educational Support from 118. So, and that really is about how we work to spend our grant funding, and I think that's based on us attending, and when I say us, I mean Dr. Hampton and team, and I think Brett attended too. So our group, and it was, for learning purposes, and then I think they were able to share a lot of their expertise, and that was seen. So congratulations. And then, no presentations this month, but as a request last month, parent-teacher conference report. And so there's a summary in your board packet, and Ms. McDonald will be happy to answer any questions and point out probably a little bit of that information.
Well, thank you. I first want to point out the team that is behind all of this, because we have to take into account all of the hours behind the scenes that makes parent-teacher conferences possible for our community. It involves a lot of helping teachers with their Zoom links. It helps working with our families to make sure that they have supports in place, translation services in place. So a shout out to the team. So I just recognize Marcy Flores, Stacy Otto, Norris Moffett, Eric Nunez, Matt Kellett, Christine Schlishman, Shelley Clark, and myself. Not recognizing myself, but no, a lot. Like once things go live with our families, they are very responsive to our families and our teachers to make sure this is smoothless. I do want to point out that if you notice in the board report on the summary page of the total number of conferences scheduled, we did in the spring offer priority scheduling for our families. So technology actually created a report for us, and we sent out communications to families of students who had a D or F in their current class, and gave them directions of how to schedule conferences, and told them that we really would like you to connect with your teachers, and that seemed very responsive. We as soon as it opened, we had an influx of conferences scheduled. So that is something we'll definitely move forward in the future. Some of the feedback from families is more opportunities in the evening, and also that some of them would like some in-person conferences. So Shelley, Ms. Clark is going to formulate a committee this upcoming school year to figure out how do we do that within the school day, and just following the guidelines of parent-teacher conferences from the ROE. So I'm very successful this year. Really like that preferential scheduling. Questions for me?
No, but I do want to say thank you, because we haven't always conducted parent-teacher conferences, and I'm glad we're doing this, because as students enter high school, every decision that they make will impact their adulthood. And so I feel like we need to be better connected to families at this stage in their lives. So thank you for doing that.
Thank you. Thank you for your support.
Okay, that concludes our superintendent reports.
Wow, that was fast. Let's go to the action items. Action item A, service agreement between Joliet Township High School and the Educational Equity Consultants. Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Questions? Comments?
This will allow us to continue our cohort model with the consultants we've been utilizing. This will be our 6th cohort, and so it's been very, very well received, and so it is something we want to continue in the future.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Guerrero-Namera?
Yes.
Mr. Bean?
Yes.
Mr. Coffey?
Yes.
Mrs. Stiff?
Yes.
Mr. Kennedy?
Yes.
Mr. Edmond?
Yes.
Mrs. Lynn?
Yes.
B, technology access control. Doors, contacts, and camera system. Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Questions or comments?
Yes, this is a recommendation to basically replace our access control, door contact, and camera system. Essentially, our current access control system has been in place for about 24 years. And I know since I've been here, I've had several conversations with board members about upgrading our door contact system. And over the years, this has just been a conversation with many school districts, but it's been very expensive because you had to hardwire, the entire system, the doors. Where now with modern technology, you can use a wireless system, so the prices have decreased significantly. So what this would allow is for us to upgrade our access control systems, and we use our IDs to get into the different exit entryways. And with that, we have to upgrade the software in order for it to talk. The other piece to this is the door contacts. So now we will be able to be alerted if a door is open or propped, and we can capture it on our camera system. So it allows us to control the access controls and have just a better awareness of what is happening, who's propping up doors, when doors are open. But just, again, around that whole safety and security, this is a much-needed upgrade for the district.
Are we adding any cameras, or do we have sufficient cameras now?
So we have sufficient cameras. We go through that process every year and truly evaluate if we need additional cameras. We upgraded 90% of our cameras that were analog to IP, so it allows us these types of capabilities. So we're always monitoring and assessing those things, and if we need to replace and or add, we do that on an ongoing basis.
And those contacts, they'll pop up?
Yes, it will pop, a picture will pop up.
In the security
The
office?
security office, yes. And you can be alerted on your phone, so it will be different ways that we can also be alerted.
Great. No, I think this is needed, and I'm happy to see it. This is fantastic.
I'm very happy about this because it goes full circle on a lot of things to make our schools safe and our students feel safe, and should definitely make our parents feel safe on the various things that we have put in and voted in, Blue Point and all the other things that we have initiated during this time. And I'm very pleased with this last step. So thank you for the team, the administration team, for doing this. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Lynn?
Yes.
Mrs. Guerrero-Namera?
Yes.
Mr. Bean?
Yes.
Mr. Coffey?
Yes.
Mrs. Stiff?
Yes.
Mr. Kennedy?
Yes.
Mr. Edmond?
Yes. C, technology lease agreement.
So moved.
Second.
Question or comments?
Yes, this technology lease agreement just continues our one-to-one initiative. Essentially, the 2,100 computers that we will purchase are for our incoming freshmen. And now the computers are so robust to where we used to have it a 3-year rolling, whereas now the freshmen keep those same devices for 4 years.
Okay.
And you're doing this under the $1 buyout option?
Yeah, so the $1 buyout option, it gives us options, so that if we need to purchase those computers, we can purchase them at $1, or if we don't, then we can resell at the fair market value at that time, which is about $40. And we have purchased a couple of sets over the years, and has allowed us to be more flexible with many other initiatives that we have in the district.
Any other comments or questions? Roll call, please.
Mr. Edmond?
Yes.
Mrs. Lynn?
Yes.
Mrs. Guerrero-Namir?
Yes.
Mr. Bean?
Yes.
Mr. Coffey?
Yes.
Mrs. Stiff?
Yes.
Mr. Kennedy?
Yes.
D, request for disposal. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second. Did you say second? Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Mr. Kennedy?
Yes.
Mrs. Lynn?
Yes.
Mr. Edmond?
Yes.
Mrs. Guerrero-Namir?
Yes.
Mr. Bean?
Yes.
Mr. Coffey?
Yes.
Mrs. Stiff?
Yes.
E, 2023, and 2024 non-bargaining wage proposal. Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Question or comments? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Stiff?
Yes.
Mr. Kennedy?
Yes.
Mr. Edmond?
Yes.
Mrs. Lynn?
Yes.
Mrs. Guerrero-Namir?
Yes.
Mr. Bean?
Yes.
Mr. Coffey?
Yes.
F, agreement between Georgia Township High School District 204 and SEIU Local 1. Can I get a motion to agree?
So moved.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Mr. Coffey?
Yes.
Mrs. Stiff?
Yes.
Mr. Kennedy?
Yes.
Mr. Edmond?
Yes.
Mrs. Lynn?
Yes.
Mrs. Guerrero-Namir?
Yes.
Mr. Bean?
Yes.
G, substitute pay rate recommendation.
So moved.
Second.
Question and comments? Roll call, please.
Mr. Bean?
Yes.
Mr. Coffey?
Yes.
Mrs. Stiff?
Yes.
Mr. Kennedy?
Yes.
Mr. Edmond?
Yes.
Mrs. Lynn?
Yes.
Mrs. Guerrero-Namir?
Yes.
H, frontline education professional, learning management recommendation. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Question, comments?
I just want to thank the Educational Services Department with Mrs. McDonald, as well as our Technology Department with our Director, Mr. Kellett, that they looked at multiple platforms. There's a lot more requirements for housing information that's associated to professional growth and continuing service hours. And so this platform will work with the current technology that we have in place, and it will house things better so that our staff can access their own certificates when it goes to time for them to recertify, and also allow us to keep better track of different types of professional development. So I don't know if there's anything you want to add.
No, we're very excited about adding this platform. The one platform that we're currently using, it's called PD Tracker, is very outdated, and it actually takes a lot of hours of our technology department just to maintain, because the system is so outdated.
Is this just a one-year contract and we renew it annually?
Yeah, so the cost associated with it, the initial setup is the first, the $13,000, and the reoccurring cost would be $18,000. That would be yearly. And this does talk to it's frontline, so it talks to our ASOP program, which we do for substitutes and also attendance reporting. And also we have the frontline is our application process for hiring. So all the systems will talk to each other.
And you mentioned PD, is that going away? The current
Professional-
system?
A PD Tracker, yeah, that was actually several years ago. Our former technology director built that from scratch. So it's not even a program, it's house made
Wow.
And it was worked very well
at that time.
at that time.
Wow. Pretty good. Wow. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Guerrero-Namir?
Yes.
Mr. Bean?
Yes.
Mr. Coffey?
Yes.
Mrs. Stiff?
Yes.
Mr. Kennedy?
Yes.
Mr. Edmond?
Yes.
Mrs. Lynn?
Yes.
Personnel reports 1 through 12. Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Question or comments? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Lynn?
Yes.
Mrs. Guerrero Namir?
Yes.
Mr. Bean?
Yes.
Mr. Coffey?
Yes.
Mrs. Stiff?
Yes.
Mr. Kennedy?
Yes.
Mr. Edmond?
Yes. Student discipline recommendation.
All right. After receiving and deliberating the information contained in the hearing officer's report, the Board of Education is charged with deciding, 1, whether or not a policy was violated, 2, whether removing the child from his or her learning environment was in the best interest of the school, 3, whether the specific duration of the recommended suspension was appropriate or other discipline should have been applied, 4, whether the continued presence in the school would either A, pose a threat to safety of other students, staff, or members of the school community, or B, substantially disrupt, impede, or interfere with the operation of the school. The Board of Education must then convene into public session to formally vote on the motion to uphold the suspension or overturn the suspension as arrived during executive session. I propose a motion for case number W22233SH03 that the suspension is upheld.
So moved. Second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Edmond?
Yes.
Mrs. Lynn?
Yes.
Mrs. Guerrero Namir?
Yes.
Mr. Bean?
Yes.
Mr. Coffey?
Yes.
Mrs. Stiff?
Yes.
Mr. Kennedy?
Yes. After receiving and deliberating the information contained in the hearing officer's report, the Board of Education is charged with deciding, 1, whether removing the child from his or her learning environment is in the best interest of the school, 2, what the rationale is for the specific duration of the recommended expulsion, 3, whether all appropriate and available behavioral and disciplinary interventions were exhausted, and 4, whether the continued presence in the school would either A, pose a threat to the safety of other students, staff, or members of the school community, or B, substantially disrupt, impede, or interfere with the operation of school. The Board of Education must then convene into public session to formally vote on the motion to expel if expulsion is the consensus arrived at during executive session. I propose a motion for case number C222329, recommend expulsion until January of 2024, and place at Lincoln School.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Kennedy?
Yes.
Mrs. Lynn?
Yes.
Mr. Edmond?
Yes.
Mrs. Guerrero Namir?
Yes.
Mr. Bean?
Yes.
Mr. Coffey?
Yes.
Mrs. Stiff?
Yes.
I propose a motion for case number W222330, recommend expulsion until June of 2024 and placement at Lincoln School.
So moved. Second. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Stiff?
Yes.
Mr. Kennedy?
Yes.
Mr. Edmond?
Yes.
Mrs. Lynn?
Yes.
Mrs. Guerrero Namir?
Yes.
Mr. Bean?
Yes.
Mr. Coffey?
Yes.
I propose a motion for case number W222331, recommend expulsion until June of 2024 and place at Lincoln School.
So moved. Second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Coffey?
Yes.
Mrs. Stiff?
Yes.
Mr. Kennedy?
Yes.
Mr. Edmond?
Yes.
Mrs. Lynn?
Yes.
Mrs. Guerrero Namir?
Yes.
Mr. Bean?
Yes.
I propose a motion for case number W222332, recommend expulsion until January of 2025 and place at Lincoln School.
So moved. Second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Bean?
Yes.
Mr. Coffey?
Yes.
Mrs. Stiff?
Yes.
Mr. Kennedy?
Yes.
Mr. Edmond?
Yes.
Mrs. Lynn?
Yes.
Mrs. Guerrero Namir?
Yes.
I propose a motion for case number W222333, recommend expulsion until June of 2024 and place at Lincoln School.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Guerrero Namir? Mr. Bean?
Yes.
Mr. Coffey?
Yes.
Mrs. Stiff?
Yes.
Mr. Kennedy?
Yes.
Mr. Edmond?
Yes.
Mrs. Lynn?
Yes.
propose a motion for case number C222334, recommend expulsion until June of 2024 and place at Lincoln School.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Lynn?
Yes.
Mrs. Guerrero Numera?
Yes.
Mr. Bean?
Yes.
Mr. Coffey?
Yes.
Mrs. Stiff?
Yes.
Mr. Kennedy?
Yes.
Mr. Edmund?
Yes.
I propose a motion for case number W222336, recommend expulsion until June of 2024 and place at Lincoln School.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Edmund?
Yes.
Mrs. Lynn?
Yes.
Mrs. Guerrero Numera?
Yes.
Mr. Bean?
Yes.
Mr. Coffey?
Yes.
Mrs. Stiff?
Yes.
Mr. Kennedy?
Yes. Propose a motion for case number W2223337, recommend expulsion until January of 2024 and place at Lincoln School.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Kennedy?
Yes.
Mrs. Lynn?
Yes.
Mr. Edmund?
Yes.
Mrs. Guerrero Numera?
Yes.
Mr. Bean?
Yes.
Mr. Coffey?
Yes.
Mrs. Stiff?
Yes.
Unfinished business? New business? Board reports?
Yes. I just want to say first that Joliet West just had the Special Populations Dance, and it was AVAC and Transition Center. And when you walked in, there were little Oscars at at the table. They had balloons. They had a red carpet. It was really cool. They had bowling. They had a DJ that I couldn't dance to. It was really cool. And I thought it was awesome that they had so many volunteers. I think about 25 volunteers that were all kids. And that day, Mr. Marcoon happened to see my niece and asked her to volunteer. By the way, she's one of the shyest people you'll ever meet. And she was like, okay. And she said it was so much fun. And I just, it was really cool. And I'm glad that they had that. Also, now it actually officially is Child Abuse Awareness Month. And is in conjunction with Sexual Assault Awareness Month. So just a couple of things on that. Depending on the statistic you look for, but the Department of Justice now says that 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 6 boys will be sexually assaulted or abused by the time they're 18. Once you've been abused, the likelihood that you're going to be abused is exponentially higher. The reason why that is important too is because then when you're overwhelmed and you have an inability to cope, your behavior is maladaptive. And tonight, I just want to say I'm grateful to have a board that understands that students need mental health care and that we continue to advocate for our students via social work and the Catalyst program. We have so many programs, Care Solace and ThriveWorks. And it's difficult to vote yes on this discipline, but it's also our duty to keep our students and our staff safe. And I just want to say, just thank you for doing the hard work and really caring and listening to these, because everyone's been here since 3 o'clock today to talk about this discipline. And it's hard work that our teachers and our principals and our assistant principals, our social workers, our secretaries, lunch ladies, security, all do. So thank you for that hard work in keeping our students safe. And also being the #1 responders to child abuse. At the Will County CAC, that's our #1 calls from teachers and support staff at schools. So thank you for continuing that. I just also wanted to invite you to the Guardian Angel Community Services Walk a Mile. We used to call it Walk a Mile in Her Shoes, but we realized that both boys and girls, men, women, and other non-binary folks, et cetera, are victims of sexual assault and sexual abuse. That is April 27th. It's 4 to 6 p.m. at Joliet Public Library. Just continue to report. It's 1-800-25-ABUSE. That's 1-800-25-ABUSE. Sometimes you'll be the only folks that ever call or stand up for a child. I want to say thank you again to Deb Clark, the parents of Steele, and everybody else. And thank you for our little pins and decorating the entire county with pinwheels, from the Will County Health Department to Joliet Township High Schools, Central, et cetera. It's important to recognize and being aware of what students suffer and go through every day. So thank you all for being partners in that.
Any other announcements?
Yeah, thank you, Lorraine. That was very emotional.
Yes.
A couple of things. I was one of the judges for Miss AO, and I will tell you that those students were fabulous. And you talk about working in excellent. They did that, and I am so proud of the top 10. And so kudos to Joliet West for having that. That was the first time. It was very tedious. I can't say I'll do it again next year, but and today, in partnership with Workforce Services Division of Will County, Joliet West held a job fair for students, and there were 20 vendors there, and we intentionally looked for employers that hire 16 and up, and so we had a terrific turnout. So thank you again for partnering with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Can I just add that the Joliet Central also has Mr. and Miss J. We just weren't asked to be part of that this year. I just want to say they also had many, many great events. That's all. Thank you.
Oh, God. Don't steal me.
They're both wonderful programs. I have an announcement. Can I? I'm gonna go up to the podium. If I could have Mr. Edmond and Mr. Bean come forward.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
So if you're not aware, this is Mr. Edmond and Mr. Bean's last regular scheduled board meeting. And just want to thank you both for your service on behalf of the district. These are not easy jobs to fulfill. The pay's not great, but you're both very devoted. You're both very thoughtful, and our students are better off having had you serve. So we just have some small tokens of our appreciation, and then I think it would be nice for the whole board maybe to take a picture during this last meeting. So if we could just congratulate them.
That's right. Right in the middle, that's right. Ready without glasses? Okay, take two.
Congratulations and thank you.
Wow.
Sorry.
I heard that. My stomach hurt.
There's no way.
My stomach hurt. I guess we're going to close it out with my announcement. I'd like to first, and I know Gary's, I'd like to thank this opportunity to be on the board for 6 years. It's been, no, let me first congratulate Mr. Fritz Gerald and Miss Huntington for their win. Fitzpatrick, I'm sorry, Fitzpatrick, I'm sorry. I keep saying Fitzgerald. I don't know why I say that. I'm so sorry about that. Fitzpatrick, Miss Huntington, I want to congratulate you. You're about to join a tremendous team, and a tremendous team of administrators and staff. And I've enjoyed this time. I had a tremendous time and did a lot of things with you all. We accomplished a lot of things. I better stop. So I thank you again. So if that's being all, we're going to have a motion to dismiss.
Oh, so moved.